I really like this beat. We're going with we got Bell 12 and Xenology. Xenology bells. You know it. So this is it without the processing. Pretty nice, like a simple preset. Then I just put just reversed it. It adds a fair bit. I just like pulled back the dry wet to like 75%. Just layering the two elements over the top, just obviously it just does a lot. Sounds like there's two instruments in there. But yeah, it worked really well. Then I had to so I've got it down here. I had to freeze the audio because of the whole like the whole reversing thing, and it like puts it off the grid a bit. So yeah, then I've got like this super massive like reverb on it, 42%. But yeah, obviously that one takes a little bit to kick in as well, so it's another reason why I froze it. And I just aligned it with the grid. Then I had this pad. Just wanted something like atmospheric behind it. So I think, yeah, I just copied the same chords. And I think I went down an octave just so that it was a little, like the voicing was a little bit easier to separate the two elements. So this one's Bell 21. That was like a pretty dry sound, so I went with Supermassive, and we've got this like turned all the way up to like 80%, so it really washes it out. It's more of just like a sustained like tonal element, and yeah, I just froze that into audio as well. Just makes it easier to work with, obviously. It's a bit of a mess, like just like pausing it and trying to construct like a beat. So if you yeah, just freeze it into audio, every time you hit play, it'll just play from where you want it, instead of like the preset just like kind of loading. And well, it's not that it's loading, but the reverb tail just kind of like swelling up and then getting to the point, and then you might want to like adjust a drum, and it's just annoying to work with. So yeah, I always like obviously keep the originals just so I know what I've done or like what chords I've used. Like it's just a little bit easier to reference and just sort of like build some of the melodic elements around it if you kind of like forget how you went about something. Yeah, that's just what I like to do. Then I think I've got this sine wave, and it's just got the portamento on. So it's just kind of like a call and response thing. Then I've got Supermassive again. So with that on. Just obviously puts it in the same environment, makes it sound like it belongs with those other elements. And then I just went with this E piano. So Phase EP2. And that one has got Supermassive. So yeah, a lot of these sounds obviously for ambient beats, we're just washing them out. So all together. All right, and then we'll get onto the drums. So I've got this hi-hat. We went with Valhalla frequency echo. So this is just like basically a it creates a short delay. So yeah, it just creates like a short echo, basically just like adds a texture to it. Obviously a lot of like Shed Theory kind of beats have like the percussive elements are like, yeah, they have like these weird textures and stuff. So it's a good way to like sort of replicate that sound. And then I wanted kind of like a bit of movement for the hats, so I went with this phaser. This is the Arturia one, and the preset is asymmetrical movement. So yeah, there's obviously like a fair bit going on with those hi-hats. You know, there's like 4 different octaves, I think. But apart from that, it's a fairly simple pattern. Like if I bring them all up, you know, it's not an overly complex pattern. But yeah, these patterns are really fun to make. And it's pretty cool to just like play around with velocities as well, just so there's like yeah, just that little bit of movement, bit of bounce, and yeah, you can like kind of leave like nice spaces here, like this end bit. I left a space in because I would have used like a percussive snare or something to fill that gap, but yeah, so you can see here, like these are my drums here. There's not a lot going on. I mainly kept it simple because the hi-hats were doing so much, so I just don't want to overdo it. So yeah, I've just got like a normal clap pattern, just normal. I got a percussive snare just here. Well, I'll play it with a hi-hat. That's about it. And like I was saying, I just added just a little kind of like snare roll. Well, it's actually a rim shot, I think. Went with the frequency echo again on that one, and just layered it with H delay from Waves. Got lo-fi on, and yeah, you can obviously hear that yeah, just that delay that adds to it. Just it obviously it makes it just like a little more gentle, I guess. Like it's less abrasive to listen to, and yeah, sometimes that's what you want with like these kind of ambient beats. Then we've got this sub that I got in the Starboy Rob drum kit, stash kit. And obviously, so if you go, this is in Sampler. So if you're in Simpler, you kind of Simpler I think is free with Ableton. Sampler is, I think you need to get the Ableton Live Suite. But if you're in Simpler, you can just right click this and then go and switch to the other one. But this one I find is sometimes a little bit easier to work with, depending on how I want my 808. But yeah, so I've just got, show you the automation. So I just roll this down an entire octave, 12 semitones. That's what you can hear. So yeah, there's that. And then I just had like this bass one shot, and it just kind of finished off the section. Pretty heavy. So here's what all that sounds like together.